Mr. Σαρούνας Γιασικεβίτσιους, thank you for being with us. Welcome to one of your beloved countries. Let's go straight, to basketball questions, because we can speak for many hours, about Greece. You had to complete 8 years on the benches and more than double the titles, 17, to experience in a few months two things that you have not experienced in your career until now. First of all, starting a season without having a team. And second, taking over a team mid-season and leading it better than before without having made the player selections. How did you experience all that?
Well, first of all, not having a job at the beginning of the season, at the end, was an incredible blessing. It was great to be at home. It was great to spend time with the family. We had great time traveling, being together, and let's say experiencing new things. The weirdest thing about it, I didn't really quite miss it. I turned down a lot of situations, at the beginning, and was really ready to take a year off. Then the situation of Fenerbahçe came around, and everything happened so fast, and you had to kind of make a move. And I always say there's not many, opportunities like Fener, So at the end, as a family, we decided to do it. Taking over the team in the season, I took over Žalgiris in the mid-season, but I was, part of the staff in Žalgiris, and it's extremely difficult. But the guys were amazing. Like I said before, let's not forget, honestly, that I took over the team that was extremely well coached before. A lot of experienced players. So they've seen all kinds of coaching, they've seen all kinds of situations. So the players really helped a lot, and together I think we managed to do some good things. But in European basketball, the most important part of the season is probably coming right around the corner.
Many were expecting that you will go to Fener and you will be forced, to change many things. Maybe also because you would work with two players who, according to some reports, they left Barcelona because you didn't want them, or you had a fight with them. I'm referring to Kalathis and Hayes Davis, who, however, since you went to Turkey, are playing better than before. However, Kalathis denied to me publicly that he had the slightest problems with you. The American forward, made history with this famous 50-point games.
Yeah.
What's your comment on that?
Nothing. I think to understand the people, is not to listen to journalists like you, because half of the journalists are really malakis, and you can put this on the program and not to believe everything that they say. It's always issues with the coaches and players. There's no question. I had some issues with all of my players, just like there are great moments sometimes with the players, So the situations come around, they are not pleasant. You have to deal with them. We had to deal, let's say, with some stuff when I came to Fenerbahçe. It's always going to be stuff. The coach is only one, and the players, at this point, for example, in Fenerbahçe, we have 16 or 17, so they're not all going to be happy. I'm just trying to make the best decisions at this point for Fenerbahçe, and I will continue making to the best of my abilities. And there's not really anything personal, there's not anything stuff, and just basically coming to work and trying to do the job every day.
We've talked about Kalathis. Fener, however, has two more players from our national team, Papagiannis and Dorsey. How do you see their progress?
I think they're doing great. I think in Tyler, his role is very simple. We depend on him to try to score the ball. Again, we're trying to put him in the best situations to score the ball. He can do that. With Papagiannis, he's been amazing with his attitude. It's not easy for him because we have 3 5-position players, and it's not a great thing sometimes because one of them maybe has to play less minutes. But for me as a coach, it's a luxury, to have 3 players. They're all a little bit different, and that is exactly what you want when you're building a roster. To have let's say, one position where the players are different. You can adjust to the opponents easier. You can try to hurt them in different ways. And Yorgos Minis has been a little bit down, but he stayed healthy. He had some big games, for us also. And for me, like I said, the most important, their implication and their attitude, and it's been excellent.
During your time at Barca, you were perhaps the most successful coach in terms of winning, domestic titles 4 and qualifying for the Final Four 3 in a row, based on your time on the bench 3 years. Do you think that the management did not treat you worthy of comparing of what you gave to the team in this period of time, even though you publicly stated your willingness to stay with a pay cut, a big pay cut?
I mean, again, a lot of stuff, what was written, about me was just their way of trying to protect themselves and the club. It's normal. This is what, the people of power, they do. They try to protect themselves. They're trying to protect the club. And, as far as, them treating me bad, yeah, there were stories. Like I said, I'm already tired of talking about this. Honestly, I don't want this to be headlines and making, reading about it the next day. So I'll stay away from it. I already said that, there was a lot of things that were not done correctly, and I will keep it at that.
I mean, it doesn't happen often, that you sweep the European Championship and in the classical finals and then you let go.
I mean, listen, the contract was finished. Nobody got fired or nothing like this. We just didn't find a way to continue. And I think it was probably what they wanted.
How disappointing was that for you? It came from a club that you've become so emotionally attached as a player and as a coach for many years.
Maybe this is my problem, to be so emotionally attached to things. As we see in the situation, it's this emotional attachment is not exactly was mutual. So probably it was my fault.
Let's go to another great love of yours, Panathinaikos, who beat you this year. How do you see the Greens? Did you expect so much progress with a new coach and 12 new players?
Yes, I think in general, if you're talking about the teams, 2 through 6, maybe the level is not as good as it was last year. We have a lot of people leaving, for the NBA. We have Micic, we have Ezenkov leaving. Some guys, it's very difficult, seems, to bring in the new players. So when you put a group of, very talented players, experienced coach, I mean, very difficult to win half of the games for the opponent in this gym with, 20,000 people. So I think it's logical that they have successful. I think they're doing their job. I think the other ones, kind of fallen off.
Did you expect Olympiacos to be this competitive since they lost two of the two best players, offensively, who led them in 2 Final Fours in a row? And do you agree that this year they lack the quality in offense needed to reach Berlin?
I don't know. We will see. But I know one thing, that the program is been so stable for the last 10 years. The character is in place. I think this is one of the most difficult things to find right now. This character, it's very difficult to build, and I think they are so stable from the top of the ownership and management to the fans and everything, that support the team, that really, implicated with the team. And I know the players are extremely implicated with the Olympiacos shirt. So no, it's not, they're not going anywhere.
Because you as a player, you went to the NBA at the peak of your career as an MVP, of the Final Four in Moscow and European Championship, but you did not play, it wasn't played, the way you wanted in the NBA. How do you explain that players like Vezenkov, from whom you saw in your visit in Sacramento, and Micic in Oklahoma City, they get good contracts, but they don't get, so much attention, so much respect, and so much playing time? Well,
they need to find the right situation for them. I think it's exactly what happened with me. I don't know, I mean, they were in a great programs, in Oklahoma City and Sacramento. They are winning programs that were already very stable coming up. I mean, Oklahoma City had a great base. Sacramento has a great base. And, for Sasha and for Vasa, it's extremely difficult to come and kind of get in. And you see, I think they are doing great with their opportunities. I think they are.
And now Vasa plays in Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly. They are solidifying themselves as 100% NBA level players, and I think they will only get better.
How do you see Billy Spanoulis as a coach?
To be honest with you, I haven't been following a lot. I know I'm on the internet. I saw last year some games, but with our schedule, I don't have time to follow Billy. I cannot speak too much. I'm glad in the situations that they throw out in the social media. He's himself. You know, he's not going to change. I don't think we will change him. You know, he's extremely into it. You know, he's exactly like he is as a player, and he will only get better. He has the passion. He has experience. He will get experience on the bench more, and you know, he will only get better. But as far as like his coaching and everything, I cannot have too much opinion. I haven't watched his team too much, but I like this passion on the bench. You know, this is exactly who he is. You know, who he was, who he is off the court. He should. Most important is him being himself.